Up and welcome to something brand new. Footy Prime, the podcast, does halftime. James Sharman's here, Brendan Dunlop, Jimmy Brennan, Craig Forrest, Dan Wong is lurking in the comment section. So please let us know any thoughts, questions, comments about this game, man. West Ham. There's Wonger. Hey, Wonger. There he is. Comments, and we might get to them. Basically, Wonger's mail sack is active right now. Really active. So, jump into the stack and let us know what you think. 1-0 City boys at halftime. Erling Haaland off the mark, winning the penalty, converting the penalty. But let's be honest, this is not exactly against the run of play. Absolute domination by City so far. These stats, the most recent stats have 83% possession for City. 83. So not down to 80% now. Halftime stats, courtesy PremierLeague.com. It's 80%, 20%, 454 touches for City compared to 156 for West Ham. 95 passes at West Ham, 399 for Man City. Of course, you can catch this game across Canada on Fubo TV. So what do you think so far? B, let's start with you. Not unexpected. City looking pretty good, if not ruthless, in front of goal.
I think, when you have that attacking front three of Foden, Grealish, and Haaland, I'm really glad that I don't play on that back line for West Ham. I think that
so are they, B. So are they.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I think Haaland looks pretty good. They look hungry. They might look a little bit better. It's early, but they might look a little bit better than they did, I think, in the Community Shield, which you'd expect. But the first day of the season, maybe everybody's got a bit of jitters. Hey, Craig?
I don't think they're in any hurry. They're in their patient side. They're playing the ball around beautifully. They're, like they said, commentators there talking about a swagger. They've got that. West Ham are having a hell of a time getting control of the ball. Antonio, he's not even getting anything, any looks, any service. So it's been a tough first half, to be honest. They haven't created a ton of opportunities, City, but just controlled the game. And I think the injury to Fabianski and Areola coming in that situation plays a part, I think, in the goal in a way that I just don't think that if he's really match ready and starting the game, he makes that mistake by diving in on Haaland, because I think when you're in that position, if you decide to go for it and then you go to ground, you have to pull out of the challenge and hope that his touch is too heavy that pulls him out of bounds. And it was a bad goalkeeper mistake for my money.
Jimmy, did he pull out?
Why? Why?
What? I'm just following up on Craig's question, Jimmy. Something,
No, I tell you what, I was impressed with the way Cancelo, his turn and how quick he turned, and then the next pass, and again the turn, and then that through ball was perfect. But you saw a glimpse of just how quick Haaland is off the mark. When he opened up his legs, I couldn't believe how quick he got there. And he just did enough because he knew the keeper was coming out. Could see him in the corner of his eye. If I can just get a touch here, he's probably going to have a lunge. And he did. And he got the penalty. But the penalty that he took was, I don't think, even if the keeper was diving that way, he's not saving that ball. No. What a penalty. Power, straight in the corner. But
he's got Inspector Gadget legs.
Yeah. He's so graceful, isn't he, out there for a big guy? The way he moves around, he floats around the field. Often with those bigger players, they don't look, quite as athletic as, the average footballer. But Haaland he's like a gazelle around there, just like about 4 paces, he's up through the halfway line. He's such a long gait. It's such a unicorn, really, in football in terms.
Yeah, but it's difficult for him as well, because you can see the way that West Ham's defending. They're getting into that low block. They're trying to stop the service getting into him. With Zuma and Johnson. Then you have Suchik and Rice, who are sitting right in front of him as well. So his chances have been limited. But obviously his movement was fantastic, just playing off the shoulder there, making that darting run in, because he knows those balls are going to get there. So he's just got to be patient. And that's the way City are playing right now. They know that West Ham's defending. They're going to make it difficult, but you could see their movement as well and how they're trying to shift the West Ham players out of position to open up little space pockets for these players to get in and get on the half turn. But just to play like that and be so patient, it's incredible. You think a lot of times too, when teams get into that into that frame of mind where, you know, they've got a little bit of possession, their movement's good. Then all of a sudden they start panicking a little bit because you do have too much possession. But they're just so composed, and you know they could have that ball for 30 minutes and not even blink an eye and panic.
And this is going to be very typical to what Man City is going to face all season. Most teams are going to try to bunker in. You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, because pressurizing them hasn't worked the best for teams either. So they're just so good, and they proved it. It doesn't look like there's a lot of hope for West Ham in the second half, and even at 1-0, that's kind of difficult to hold, especially for a great setting there at London Stadium.
It's difficult for Antonio as well, because when a team defends so deep and he's up there by himself, you know, you can see at times he's just chasing shadows, and balls are going over top. He's trying to chase them down, and the way City play, it's just 1-2 touches. You can see he's getting a little bit frustrated as well. And it must be a nightmare for a lone striker up top trying to play against Man City, especially when the team's so deep defending.
That's why Di Canio used to take the odd game away from home off, because he's like, it's going to be chasing shadows today. Not good for my stats.
Yeah. Oh, hamstring. I'm not playing.
Oh yeah, I got the sniffles.
Yeah.
That must be a fun.
I'll be all right next game.
So you're expecting more than Jimmy from Foden and Grealish? You say that they're doing well to kind of get into open spaces and move a bit, but I mean, West Ham's doing a pretty good job of marking Haaland out. If that continues for another 15 minutes,
no, they're doing well. But you could see, you know, Gundogan and Rodri and De Bruyne, or what they're doing is they're trying to sit behind Rice and Suchik, and then they'll start making runs into those holes in front of them, which pulls them out of position, and then that allows spaces to open up where, you know, Cancelo, you can see he's drifting into those pockets. Grealish might come off the line, or he ends up coming back into that left back position to get on the ball and turn and play. So the spaces are open up because of their movements, but they're very strategic in it. It's good to watch.
Yeah, we talk about how Haaland's got to adapt to his new team and new players, but also how his new team and his new players have to adapt to him as well, right? And the runs that he's going to make, and how that might take some time, but that's also the case for the opponents, right? A lot of these guys don't know what to expect from Haaland. They've seen highlight reels. I don't know how many of these players watch Bundesliga on the weekends. Probably not too many, to be honest with you. But they know who he is. They know the reputation. But like, how long does it take a league to get used to a player?
Well, first of all, there won't be a player that he's going to be playing against that hasn't seen probably all his goals. And you know, they go through all that sort of thing and what he likes to do. And then at the end of the day, is to say, yeah, he's a great player, and you got to be on your best to be able to defend against him. That's the way it is. And he's going to create chances. You just know it. And that's when you hope your goalkeeper can do the right things as well. So,
yeah. You think Haaland must be standing up top there, right? And watching play and just thinking, these guys, it's like watching the Red Arrows. Their movement's incredible. And he's playing in a team now with 80% possession in the first half. Almost 400 passes, knocking the ball around. He must be just saying, Jesus, what's going on here? But he knows he's going to get his opportunity. A chance is going to come. He's just got to be patient. You know.
Well, I mean, he scored the goal right from the spot. Sorry, he scored the goal from the spot, right? So he's off the mark, and that's important. But it still is a penalty. Does he still need to score from open play to really feel like he's part of this now, or am I just
what the fuck? Here? He doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't give a shit. No.
Yeah.
That's why I asked the question, Craig.
Do you think he's gone, this is not good enough?
It wasn't a statement. It was a question.
Yeah.
Well, I answered it.
Yeah, he's probably disappointed.
You're telling me he's got as much confidence now, having scored from the spot, than had he scored a 35-yard screamer top corner.
He doesn't give a shit how he scored.
Hold on a minute. He scored 37 goals in 34 last games or something. Like, you think he's...
He's not a player that needs confidence.
You could tell it with his celebration. He was disappointed. It wasn't from open play.
Yeah.
You know, we need a striker on this show right now, okay? We need a goal. Where's Dickio? Jesus Christ. We've got a defender and a goalkeeper.
Excuse me. You got a striker. I play the top of a 2-1-2-1 in co-ed League 7s, okay? You've got a front man here.
Good point.
Thank you very much, Craiger. Appreciate it. Also, I love how much more fluid and fun this is, and our language can be better than what it was on the TV station at halftime. This is great.
Well, it's funny, TV doing halftime for TV, like you said before, B, off camera, you have 6, maybe 7 minutes. You got highlights to roll in there, maybe some manager sound, And then we got 15 whole minutes to fill.
Yeah.
Jesus.
This is why you're hosting, because by now we'd be talking about PSG because I'd be panicking.
Hey, here's one for you. Away from the goal scoring, because apparently that's not the right question to ask. Looking at that midfield for City right now, Rodri, De Bruyne, Gundogan, right? That's world class. Calvin Phillips is sitting on the bench right now. I don't know where he fits in there. Now, there's enough games. He'll get his minutes this year. I'm sure he will. And he's certainly the heir apparent, I guess, to Fernandinho eventually. But you're shaking your head there, B. Where does he get in here? Does he get bored at some point?
Honestly, I think he's like a Fabian Delph. This is one of those key signings where they're just keeping him away from their competition, keeping him away from other people. He's not. I don't see how he's going to reach his playing goals in that setup. I mean, great to train with these players week in and week out and play with. He's going to get some minutes, but did he go there to play in the cup? You know, like Nathan Ake is still able to play for Holland, even though he only plays 20 matches a season. That's not going to be the case for Calvin Phillips.
Well, he looks across the guys wearing claret and blue today, Craig, and there's Declan Rice, another central midfielder, playing every minute of every single game, will be at the World Cup. I mean, he took a bit of a gamble, didn't he? A bit of a bet on himself to prove that he's good enough. And I think he will be good enough. He's still so young. We shouldn't forget that. It's still a good move for him. But from the professional's mindset, at what point do you think, man, I really want to get some minutes right now, but how do I get into that midfield?
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's constantly going through people's minds, especially the ones that aren't a sure thing on the starting lineup and on the team sheet. So you're constantly battling, looking behind you, and in a squad like Man City's or any Premier League squad for that matter, there's always going to be somebody challenging you behind possibilities of new strikers coming in, you know. So there's always that going on. You got to be at your best, and then you just got to hope that you get that opportunity. And then
Jody P, one of our listeners, viewers. You've got viewers right now.
Yeah, we got viewers now. Throwing it back to the old school.
She mentions in comments that
welcome, viewers.
Calvin Phillips can play against the bottom sides, and the rest will be Rodri. And yeah, I mean, he's such a great player, Rodri. One of the most underrated, unheralded players, I think, in the Premier League. Jimmy, as a former central midfielder yourself, though, you do need minutes, right? You want to get right in there and get.
Of course, you want to play. You want to play every single game, but I think Phillips has gone there knowing that he's going to be trying to compete, but there's going to be selected games that's going to suit him more than other games. This is a game that's playing against West Ham that you want to control the tempo, control the game, and then there's going to be other physical games, and I think he'd be better in more of those physical, lots of contact kind of games, and what a game is today, knowing that you're going to have 85% possession. So I think selected games he'll get picked.
Jody P, by the way, is a he, not a she. I apologize, Jody. Didn't realize. But yeah, it's interesting. Hey, Craig, 62,000 people there today, a new record at the West Ham stadium there. From a veteran of Upton Park, and seeing the trials and tribulations that this team's gone through at the new stadium. Sounds pretty good there, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, they've come off a couple really good seasons, of course, and the fans are buzzing. I mean, they're always buzzing anyway. We don't win anything, but we get close sometimes, and they'll be looking to see if they can repeat what they did last year and finish 7th or maybe even 6th. But that's going to be a tough climb for them to be able to do that as well. And they got their European adventures again, so
the Conference League to distract them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thursday, Sunday.
They probably got one eye on a trip to Latvia coming up. You're right. They just want to get through this. Damage control here. Don't let Haaland score three.
Having seen what we've seen from another team in contention for top 6 football earlier today, maybe it won't be quite the battle you might think. We'll get to Manchester United on the podcast tonight. Hey, Wonga's just joined us. Do you want to have a comment there, Wonga? Do you have anything from the sack?
I just wanted to thank everybody on our inaugural Footy Prime at halftime. Dougie, Simon, Jody P. Starks is out there. Thanks, guys. And I also am not in this view, but in the other view we had, what is in Craig's closet? Over all that, this entire time, I've been sitting there going, how many bodies are in that? Skeletons, bodies.
It's a clown. It's a clown's
There's
face.
like, a little clown head asking to come visit.
Can we get Craig in the main one? No, I've got.
Yeah, maybe.
I've
Let me
got
see.
charms.
Let me see. Look.
I want to see how much dust is on one of your suits.
When was the last time we wore a suit?
All of our suits are pretty dusty because we've not been doing halftime shows, but now we're doing halftime shows on the internet, boys.
Yeah. Who's that? Who's that? They're showing walking to the stands. He looks like Matthew Perry. I don't think it is though. Cameras are following someone. Who is
I was
that?
going to say, if anybody needs any suits for somebody out there that's 6'5", has an aircraft carrier as a back, and legs that are about 2 foot long,
You'll let him go for cheap, Craiger?
cheap. You know how hard it is for a guy like that to get a suit? I'm giving it to him for free.
That's a great giveaway. The first Footy Prime giveaway. If you're
That's
6'5" and have legs that are 2 feet 6 inches long,
A 26-inch inseam.
we will give you one of Craig's suits.
Yeah, and a 28-inch waist.
It's not going to be someone that wants to wear it. It's someone that's going to frame it. You know, like those race car driver suits that people pay thousands for. No one's wearing those fire suits.
Hey, but you got to let him. You got to let him know as well. It used to be black. It's gray now. It's faded.
Hey, there's
Oh no,
probably a couple out there.
they can pick a couple.
There's a weird couple out there doing some co-play bullshit, right? And then when they do the Craig Forrest episode, right? And hey, can you be Craig tonight? Sure, honey.
Yeah.
Just talk about soccer and wear a long suit.
And
So
she's
that's
going to
yours.
be
You want
Jimmy.
that? That's
that
yours.
Yeah.
All right, the game started, boys. So we should head off. We'll be back though post-match for more of this. Thank you very much for
Watch
joining
out
us.
for the
Our
West
inaugural-
Ham fans. They're getting redder by the second on that one side in the sun. There's not a sunblock bottle amongst them.
All right,
I worry about them.
Don't forget also later this evening, Footy Prime the podcast, Sunday edition. This just in. I almost said news and such. This just in later today. All right, enjoy the second half, everyone.